Charger and Buffalo game. And Mark, I want to go to a game next that we kind of slightly previewed because, well, we just talked about one of their teams a fair amount. And that's the 6-4 Arizona Cardinals, Mark's favorite bird team, going to New England to take on the 4-6 Pats. Now, the last time we saw the Cardinals, they were getting defensively hung over by the Seattle Seahawks, and Kyler Murray was a bit messed up in that game. He hurt his shoulder in that one, and that's been a concern and a talking point all week. At Tuesday's practice, he was working off to the side for the Cardinals, but he's been saying the same thing that he's been saying since that Thursday night game against the Seahawks, is that he's fine and he's good to go. So if we're going to take him for what he's saying, I truly believe without question he's going to play in this game Sunday. The only question is, how healthy is he going to be? I would ballpark it at around 85 to 90%. He'll be mostly healthy for this one, maybe some slight shoulder issues, but we will know that more at game time. But he should be good to go for the Cardinals. And for this Pats defense, the last time we saw them, they were playing the Texans. And you and I talked about it on that show that, like, if Watson's going to go off in a game, it would be in that game and put on a show against that Pats defense. And he had them just all kinds of messed up in that game, Mark. 3 total touchdowns, one of the best games of his young season so far for Watson. And I feel like Murray can kind of present that same kind of problem for the Pats defense, in that a very mobile quarterback. And when he's at his most electric, he's running with the football. And that's a nightmare scenario for this Pats defense, who has not played good for the vast majority of this season. If I remember correctly, as of this morning, they're dead last in defensive DVOA, which is not a good stat to be at the bottom of. And if they're supposed to contain this, or at least do something to help mitigate this Kyler Murray offensive assault, I think it has to come down to Cam Newton having a good day passing. And that, yeah, he passed for over 300 yards against the Texans, and he only passed for 1 touchdown, but he still rushed for a touchdown or 2. I think Cam has to have a good day in order to keep pace with this Cardinals defense, because to be honest with you, Mark, I just don't trust the Pats defense right now. And that feels blasphemous based on what they've done for us the past 20 years. And Bill Belichick, I just don't trust him to slow down Kyler Murray right now. I just don't. Even a Kyler Murray that's not 100%, I still don't trust him. And I think Kyler Murray has one of the best days of his season so far, even if the weather's a little choppy in New England. I'm taking the Cardinals to win. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout, in all honesty.
I would love it to be a blowout, of course.
Just look at that jersey in the background, yeah.
Right. As I think about my MVP for Kyler Murray, even though he's gone off the ball because of the last day. I don't think that the injury should sideline him the way that they're talking about it this week. I would actually be surprised. I never suppose it was in that call me an optimist if you want. But yeah, I just saw him playing the whole time. The one thing I'd worry about is Cam Newton had such fun with the Cardinals when he was in his Carolina days that it's always a worry going up against him. Once upon a time, namely last season, I was looking forward to going to this game. I knew that it was coming down the line, and I wanted to see Tom Brady and Bill Belichick before they retired. And because it was in Boston, it'd be one of the easier games for me to go to. Cheap, it'd be a bit cheaper and stuff. So it's funny how it's one of those games in February that you put down as a loss, and what has happened to New England in the meantime is remarkable, that they've just become so uncompetitive, and like they didn't look close to Houston the other day, who we've liked them, and we said all along that it was just going to happen too late for them to get some wins. I saw some guy under some power rankings the other day comment that they should be number 15 in power rankings after this weekend. I know we're talking about the Cardinals now here and New England, but yeah, that New England just toyed with them, I thought. Sorry, Houston toyed with New England, really, even though it was a close game. But yeah, I'm picking the Cardinals in this game too. If they lose it, playoffs are on the line. Like, these are the games that you have to get wins in.